Welcome to the Wealth Detective Podcast. Are you ready to become your own wealth detective, to find money in new ways and experience wealth like never before? Well, come along for some wild stories that will teach you, inspire you, maybe even shock you a little bit. And let's get ready to build wealth together. Hello and welcome back. I'm so excited that you are here. Okay, we're going to talk about, I feel like I keep bringing up topics that I'm like, I'm not really sure people want to hear this, but it is one of my gifts in this world to share things that people don't always like to hear, but sometimes it's the most very beneficial, the exact thing that they need to hear and is the truth of what they need to hear. So I hope that you are leaning in to the last couple of episodes and the upcoming episodes as we dive a little bit deeper and really get into some of life's complexities. Okay, so we're going to be talking about the power of pausing today. Now, let's just put it out there. Life is busy. There's things going on. Everyone has a to-do list, has different engagements that they're part of, different things that they've committed to. There's a lot going on. And if I am a fast mover, I mean, like literally, even when things are moving pretty fast in my life, I'm like, oh, can they even go faster? Like I love speed. Okay, so here's actually a thing. So in college, who is it by the song? There's a song, I want to say it's Rascal Flatts and the song is Speed. Anyway, I could totally be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Anyway, I remember listening to that song and just being like, all I want to do is just like go drive on an open road with all the windows down, like the sunroof open, blasting that song and just cruising as fast as possible. I also absolutely love flying. You go so fast. I love jumping off of things, whether that's base jumping or skydiving or whatever. Like I love speed. So to say that we're going to be talking about the power of the pause, let's just say it is a practice that is very intentional, okay? So I am hoping that you will take this knowing that whether you're a person that loves speed or loves a little bit of downtime, wherever you're at in that, we're going to help you find some balance here, okay? Because what is the power of the pause? Okay, the way that I look at it is I will do like microdosing of this, of taking moments out, of pausing. And I actually think I talked about it in a recent episode. So some of this may be a repeat, but honestly, the more you hear it, I hope you will recognize the value in hearing it again, okay? Because when we can take micro pauses throughout the day, it helps us to not feel so overwhelmed. Because sometimes, I don't know, there's this whole thing of like, go meditate for 20 plus minutes, go even do breath work for X amount of time, go have all this like downtime. And at least for me, like it can be really hard sometimes to want to do that. Number one, I find a lot of resistance coming up. I'm sure that you do too. Also, there can be just, like I said, life. Things just start happening before you even have a second, okay? So that's partly why there's the whole thing with like having like a morning routine or a morning practice where you intentionally take time before the rest of your household or other responsibilities come barging in, where you get a minute to just be with yourself. This is also why there's the beauty of a nighttime routine where you get to be with just yourself. And then there's the micro pauses throughout the day. And literally, it's usually when I go to the bathroom. That's kind of like my time because I'm like, it's already a private time. No one needs to even know what's going on in here. Sometimes I don't even go to the bathroom, you guys. I legit am just like, yeah, headed to the bathroom. And I just go to get a little break and have a micro pause. Okay. So what does that look like? It looks a lot like self-compassion. It looks a lot like looking at yourself in the mirror and reminding yourself of how incredible you are, that you've got this, giving yourself like a really loving pep talk of being like, this is hard. It's a validating of whatever you're feeling or experiencing in the moment. Maybe it's a time to celebrate when you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that just happened. This is amazing. I don't even know what to do with these feelings yet, right? Any of these times is just a time to come back to yourself. Okay. And I'll be honest, this actually took me a long time to really figure out. And it's one of the reasons that I am such a proponent of group and one-on-one mentoring, because I could not have done this on my own. And why do I say that? Because you can hear theories and knowledge and information all day long, but until you have someone who knows how to do it and has learned the embodiment of it and can hold space for you to help remind you, to help bring you back, to help you reground, recenter, recommit, it can be very hard to put this in practice long enough to make it part of your life. And it doesn't mean that you can't do it, but it is so much easier when you have support, because support is key. Support is letting you know that it's safe to take a little pause. It is safe to ask, what am I actually feeling in this moment? Whew, okay, that was not what I wanted to feel. All right, we're going to just sit with this for a minute, literally just a minute, and we're going to just let it pass through, right? But these moments of pausing and coming back to ourselves is what creates clarity. And it is absolutely, it's like the most delicious energy in the world. When you have that clarity, when you are so sovereign within yourself and in your pausing and you're just being fully present with yourself. And I have to say, this is probably one of the number one questions I get at my retreats. They ask, Jamie, what is your morning routine, or what is your nightly routine? Like, what do you do? And it's one of my favorite ones to answer, because it can be so simple, yet so profoundly life-changing. The things that are intentionally done to create these pauses. So this week, I invite you to just check in. Maybe it's every hour, maybe it's twice a day, but just be with yourself. When you go to the bathroom, take 2 seconds from washing your hands and just look up at the mirror and look into your own eyes. And rather than being like, oh my gosh, my hair looks bad, or oh, I'm inflamed today, or all the different things that sometimes come up in our minds, I want you to pause those thoughts, and I want you to just look at yourself and say, I love you. You're doing amazing. You can just say it in your head, or you can say it out loud, whatever is appropriate for your situation at that time. But just start these micro pauses of getting familiar with what your energy feels like, what your sovereign being feels like, what clarity and direction feels like for you. Because when you know what you want knows how to find you faster and easier, and that includes money. So have a beautiful week, and remember that your money and hell yes life is out there, so let's go find it together. If you enjoyed this episode, there are more tips, tricks, and fun ways to bring in money in my weekly newsletter. Sign up and get all the juicy details every single Monday.